Tuesday. It's the Wheels in Motion show, and certainly moving around a little bit more than that we have been. That's good. It's just the follow through, and that's why it's when you have more volatility, the follow through is the thing because you get the moves and you get the moves, and then they go back and forth. So, what we got here in the SPY is an outside month. All right, and we knew that was coming because that's one of the only ways you can reverse. All right, is take that and come through. But we've done that. The question is, are we going to be able to weak enough to come down and take all of this stuff out? Right. So still blood red on the month. We start off the week here. Doji green. So what happened yesterday on Monday? What happened was we gapped down. Remember we had this outside day for Friday. We gapped down. We gapped from here to there, and then once we started getting pummeled, everything started to go south, right? And pretty much everything. But by the end of the day, what happens is, then you had the 60 start to retrace a little bit, right? Comes under here, but then once we open this and we take that out, going back in, here's the 60 broadening formation that is part of the daily outside bar here, right? The 2-2 reversal here. Now we're back up into this thing. But then by the end of the day, we back off again. How are we going to take this or this out tomorrow? So if we take this out, that could be something, because then you're going to take that week back red, everything back red, and a 2-2 continuation down. The 2-2-2 down, and so that would be something. We get a lot of inside days to keep an eye on, so we'll have a pretty much good idea if that's happening, but we still have to do that. If we go up, we still got to take this out, but it wouldn't be negated if we go inside day unless we go inside day and down the next day. So we'll be keeping an eye on this 60, because as it comes down into here, now you're doing this. You see this? Higher highs, lower lows down in here. Now this doesn't mean it's going to go all the way down to this line. It just means that potentially if it comes back through here, you got lower broadening formation, because anytime you take an old high and you come back through, yeah, you got potential problems. So we want to see about that. We got QQQ, a little tighter like this. Here. Like so. So when you come up through here, once again, you're going to see how these act in continuation patterns as well. Right here, you can see the lower low and the higher high, right? And what this does, stop out the shorts for the big dumper. See, nobody stayed short through here, right? Boom. Then you come down here. So the question is, can you get through here? And then this be the lower part of this and come ripping back through here. So we've got earnings, we've got OPEX this week, we got an oil number tomorrow, all that kind of stuff to keep an eye on it. Small caps, a little tighter. So I don't even, just barely took it out. And so that's going to look something like this. And it's a little tight on here. So with the earnings coming out, obviously we're seeing a lot of the story stocks and stuff like that. And the Dow Jones Diamond's going to look like this. Here, coming all the way down and then up into that stuff, and you can see very similar here, like so, right? Not that hard to understand. There it is. So we'll see. Yeah, so on the upside this week anyway, you can get this going a little bit there. Beyond beef, get. And so this thing, a new issue, and boy, this thing moves around though. So good thing is all orderly, so you can see this here. Inside on the 30-minute, boom, gone, right? Here's another inside 30, and, off to the races she went, and there was an inside 60 here, so like that. So we'll see. So far, so good. Bright green on the week, and that's what you look for on a Tuesday. Still inside week, though, but we'll see. CBLK, and this thing here, and see these weeklies just powering here, and the monthly is a RevStrat monther. Inside and then hits that and gone. And on the daily, you can see what this thing's been doing. And they tried to hit it today. You can see this is a nice inside day here. Continuation. They tried to hit it today, and they brought it right back up. Boom. There's your 2-2 reversal on the 30, right back up into the highs. How'd the 60 look? There you go. Is this a 3? Yep. 2 down, boom. Right there, you're in. 2-2 reversal, 1860, and you're right back in this thing. So far, so good. CBLK. Starting off the week in the REITs, EQIX. Not really gunning here, but you can see anything going out near the highs still gets our attention. Stuff like that. We had XLP go inside day and up and stuck in this big Miller bar here. We want to get out of there. But all that does is alert us to some of the stuff that's been strong in there, like Hershey. Here, Hershey is a little chugger, but you can see what Hershey's done in the last couple months. And SJM hanging near the highs, like so. It's a little grindy, but it is what it is. Travelers in the down. Travelers inside day and up, and that got some of the insurance names going. And weekly, there you go. Still 200 way up, 2 down. See this? Took out last week's lows. There's where you stop them out. And then the continuation just going into higher highs. And then if we go out to the monthly, still driving higher for all-time highs. You can see here's the reversal. The inside bar, back up, 2, 1, 2. Doesn't stop out. So some people take about the strat. It's like, can you use it to swing trade? I'm like, you definitely can. Still good, still good, still good, still good if you're in from all the way down here. If we go to Tyson Chickens, TSN, here, and you can see this on the monthly. Big broadening formation and just powering towards the highs. And so taking care of business, all we got to do is take out 84.65. So far, so good. You can see how this has just been boom, 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 boom. Picked up a little more steam today. So we'll see how that goes. After hours, TLRY comes out with earnings. Let me see where that is right now. TLRY. 51.55. So on the daily, you can see it goes 2 up, 2 down, then 2 back up. But really want to see on this weekly, and it's hard to see on this thing because of the range it's had, but here's the hammer. That's above 51. It's there right now. So above that, right, with time frame counting to the upside, you can watch the Quant and the and the CGC, but certainly can keep an eye on that. Got an oil number coming out tomorrow, crude oil. So crude oil on the week, stuck in here on the daily. You're going to see this. Outside big, how are you going to get outside of that? So more importantly, we want to see how these oil stocks act as oil can consolidate and do whatever it wants, right? Because it's run, a lot of these things just have gone nowhere. So OIH here looks like this, and you can see it expanding this. So if we're really going to get anything out of these oils, got to come racing back something through like that. XLE here, and you can see this comes off of this stuff in here. And XOP stock, all right, and so all this kind of stuff in slob here. You can see trying to come back up there with the Halliburtons, and you can see the Halliburton finally starts to try and come back, and that's the 2-2 reversal, which we had in the SPY and a bunch of things today. And that's what you look for if you're going to start to get things turning, because especially on a Tuesday, what that means is that you're going to change that weekly back green. Right, and that's how it starts, and that's why the Tuesday, be it turnaround Tuesday or whenever it is, the second hour of the day, all that kind of stuff, that's just what you can look for. We do have Helmerich Payne in the oil slightly inside weaken up, holding up a little bit better than most, and believe it or not, you got Diamond Offshore also weaken up after taking a beating. How far they're going to go is another story. So what I decided to do is just start off a little bit of intro, because with volatility like this that we're showing up or could be, things are changing by the day and by the hour. And so VXX flirting with backwardation in the options, and so still trying to come up here. But if we can get that SPY and all that kind of stuff to continue to the upside through those triangles, it would be curtains for this thing. So we'll be aware of that. Okay, so if we're looking at, and I'm going to my scans here because this is what I have, a TC2000 scan. All I got to do is scan for the inside weeks to the upside. It's very simple. And then you can take a look at them. So if you go like this, letter I, inside week here, and then you want to have on your screen at least looking at the monthly, weekly, and daily and 60. Most people choose to have more, but at least when you're looking at it to see what's going on. So not only is inside week to the upside, that's inside month to the upside. You're stuck in this mother bar, right? And so then you break it down. Here you go. See this? Boom. 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Inside here. And so this is a very important concept about understanding how to know whether an inside bar is a reversal or a continuation pattern. And so at this point, they come and they stop these guys out, all right? This is a 2 to the downside, then inside, and then 2 the other way. That's a reversal. This is continuation. 2, 1, 2 measured mover, right? And that puts you in exhaustion risk when you go into the highs. You can see how it backs off from that. And this is reversing back through previous range to now come and stop out anybody who's short in here, right through that. So letter I does that. Little guy, Dean Foods, still holding on to a slight inside weak and upper. Fergie. And this Fergie coming up here, and this was monthly in the weekend video because that's 2-2 reversal back up if there's any hope for this thing. Over 1357, trading 1423 right now. Let's see if there's anything else on the weekly I want to take a look at here. QEP. QEP, not doing too much on the monthly, but it is an energy name, so you get potential weekly there. HP we know, and nothing too exciting on the inside week and uppers. Now, if we go to the inside week and down, inside week and down's got a few more folks on it. Bristol Myers here, and Bristol Myers. So this is also what we'll look at. You see this stuff here on the daily. So it's inside day, week and down. So we can take this down. Ideally, you'd want to take all of this stuff out. Triangle them all out, stop them all out, and go into the lows. You've got CVS, also presently inside week to the downside. Archer Daniels Midland. And STX. So inside week to the downside. Still want to get outside of this bigger mother bar like so. And it's also inside day, right? So the thing is, if it takes inside day, this would be a continuation to the downside, 212. First take out that, then take out that, and you still have the weekly. As usual, you want to be coming back to previous ranges. And so something like this. The 2, 1, 2 of death back through the range. The rev strat here, 1 back through the range. That's the kind of stuff you prefer. But this is what we got. Inside day, inside week down for STX. Grubhub, inside week to the downside. You just did what you're supposed to do. You go into the low, so it would have to stay down there and keep going because you're not coming back to previous range. So this XYL. XYL, inside week to the downside. And here, what that causes here is the 2-2 monthly reversal, unless it's a 3. No, that's a 3. That's 2 goes 3 on that. Back through the previous range. And when you draw this stuff, you're just stunned at people who don't understand that broadening formations are how things work, because you'll see them in everything that we draw. Okay, what else do we got down in there? Ulta, 2-2 month reversal. Weekly, inside week and down, but fighting back for life. So either it sets up the rev strat by going 2 back up on the hammer back through this range, or it continues back down through that. That's why a lot of these things, when people are like, where did they go in rev? I'm like, we're willing to go either way, right? It's a matter of follow through and then back and fill, back through stuff. Okay, let's see. CGNX, what's this thing doing? CGNX, inside day. Weak and down, so it would have to stay there, otherwise it comes back rev strat style. You can see coming back through the range is the move. Now that you've exhausted this, you still may take this stuff out, or you can come back and retake that. Cirrus Logic goes inside week to the downside per the weekend video. Making sure here that it keeps that red, and you can see them triangle them out, triangle them out, triangle them out, triangle them out, and trying to come back through here. And now you have an inside day. So does it come back up into this thing, or does it reconfirm everything else and start coming after these guys? And you can watch that. One of the things you want to do when you are scanning and looking for all the inside bars is, do you have a concentration, right? So SMH, I believe, is not by itself, but you'll see like SWKS, inside day there. You've got microchip, and you'll see a concentration in there. And the good thing about that is that you can look for the simultaneous break. Do you see, do you see anything? All of them breaking in the same direction at the same time, because that helps reconfirm that what's happening is happening. ANET, another one inside day, inside week to the downside. Okay. Couple others. You've got Google here having some issues here. Google monthly shooter, and coming back through all these guys and going out near the lows of the week here. So Goog having some issues. F5 having some issues here too. And F5 inside day, and you'll see this monthly here. All right, this slightly took that out. So this here is your 222 slammer back through all these guys. Directional on the weekly because you're trying to expand this, so that would need to stay down. So it would change if you get that inside day to take this weekly back green. Then you can talk about coming back. Till then, no. UTHR. UTHR, and you can see this thing's been having trouble for a while. The outside 3-2 down monther still going. Continuation, continuation, continuation. You're just going into lower lows, but no higher highs. You can see that inside day. Right? And so that's the difference between what you're seeing like in the SPY today, the 2-2 reversal. So long as that doesn't happen, this thing still goes down. That one of those reversals has to happen or this thing's still going, right? And understanding that is what helps you keep you in trades, right? When people, well, it's up too much, it's down too much, blah, 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 blah. Look, if there's no reversal against you, still good, all right? Phillips Van Heusen goes 2 down, tries to come into the gapper and just, coming after this stuff. And every time you see a bar like this, these two would be an outside 2 weaker. Still coming through here, and you're just going to keep an eye, like I said, on the daily. What side of that do you take out? John Deere. Another inside day, having some issues here. The monthly, 2 up, 2 down, and back through that range. Dollar Tree starting off the week a little rough here. And there you go. That caused the 2-2 month here after the 2-2 week. Wasn't inside. 2-2 week reversal here back through this range. Started the waterfall, you see. And there she goes, the 2-2 day here. And then never stops out. See that? This was inside day. So you can see this is how you stay in here something. You see this? I've to call the top. Go ahead. All right? All right. And you know why this is key? Right here. Sometimes there's part of a chart that a lot of people don't look at that you want to look at. It's this part down here. When is this happening? That was the last day of the month, which means you come in on the first day of the month. Boom. You're a 2-2 reversal to start the month. You see this? This thing opened on the highs of the month. That's a problem. When things occur. 2-2 reversal to start the month. 2 down. Need to cover? No. Inside. Hit them again? Yeah, except that it gapped down, so it's going to be a little trickier. Does it stop this out? No. 2 down. Inside. Inside. Could you add here? Yes. Where's it going to go? It's going to take these guys out. Did it? It did. Do you have to cover? No. Do you have to cover? No. Do you have to cover? No. And that's how you walk down something that's still going and not panicking and saying, I think it's going to come back up. Didn't. Okay, so Captain Sig also having some issues. SIG, and so it's got its daily back, but oh boy, this thing's just drifting into oblivion. Sina with Shiner. Sina, daily. Tried to fight back today. It went 2. Now I can go 2-2 back down, and if it does, it reconfirms the inside month and down and kicks that weekly back in bright red. Okay. So let me see. Another thing we do have is some outside and down monthers. I believe we've got quite a few of that stuff that we want to know about. Hit my handy dandy searcher. Because those are the guys that are really getting clobbered. I believe the mini mine's in there. Yeah. So you get that outside month and it keeps going. That's a problem. And so the thing is, it did what it was supposed to do. Travel completely through the range to the broadening formation. Now it's green on the week. Right? Here. But shooter. So potential 2. Stop them out and bam. Full throttle rebuke. We've also got outside month for Oxy. And there's your 3-2. Intel still going, and like I said, a day like today, then Intel goes inside. Now it can come back up off this inside day on a Tuesday. Still haven't picked a direction for the week, all right? But if it doesn't, there's just things you want to know about. Why you want to know about the bigger picture? People say, I just day trade. I'm like, you want to know about this stuff. UPS. It's a 3-2 month to the downside, and in the video tonight, because it goes 2-2, and that takes that shooter. And then if it can take this out, it would be kicked back in a full time frame continuity to the downside, 3-2 month, and 2-2 day down. Amgen on the month. There's your 3-2. Here's your stop amount with the slight higher high and very close to being full time from counting the downside 222 daily. NOV in the energies. Weakened down 3-2 month. No. I'm sorry, NOV. NOV. It's an outside shooter down. Now you go into the low. So you prefer it coming back through the range here. Here's your rev strap monster right here. Right cha. Then outside, boom. Weekly, slightly down, but now you're going into lower lows to see if you can rev strat back through. And that's why you would be watching the oil number with this here. And it actually tuned back up to try and save itself today. ALNY. I'm not sure if we got to that one yet. ALNY. It's also 3-2 on the month, and you'll recall it did this too. It went outside weaker to give that to you, and then 3-2 down, and now still trying to keep puking. Daily, triangles them out. So this is important here too. When you have the shooter counters, the outside bar, and this was in the weekend video, and you get back into it, this is a fractal broadening formation because it's an outside bar. So when you come through here, we're looking to take that out. It did it, and it's now still crumbling. So, I could go through a bunch more, but in this environment, we're going to be watching the back and forth of the futures, right? If we start grinding higher again, things will be a little bit more boring and orderly. But if we start getting hit, if they start doing this 2-2 stuff back down in the SPY and the futures, that's really where we get our attention. That's really where we're going to get the movement. Otherwise, you get this grinder kind of stuff. But right now, watching the 60s. Do we take that out and do we stay out? Do we take that out and do we stay out? Right? As I'm showing you, want to know every time we get out, do we stay out? No. Boom. Do we get out and stay out? No. Boom. Do we get out and stay out? No. Boom. Do we get out and stay out? No. Now, how do we get out of that? All right, I think that'll do it, and that covers it. We got a lot of earnings and stuff like that. But certainly watching these futures and watching the earnings come out, and just a few ideas that, even if you're not taking exactly what I said, pull up anything and you'll see it. And this is telling you what is happening. All right, that's going to do it for this week. I'm Rob Smith, the Black Quant VTF here. T3 Live with the wheels in motion. Shoot.